Hi, I'm Joanna from Evergreen Assessment, and I want to talk about a corporate social value programme, specifically for NHS Evergreen Level 2. Because that's usually the kind of the threshold. So you've been at level 1, you've been getting your carbon reduction plan in place, you've got that modern slavery statement that's on the website. You're having all those things. You need to mature up the ladder a bit, and you need to get to level 2, and part of that is having a corporate social value program in place. And it sounds really scary, first of all, because I think it sounds like this great big fancy glossy document that needs a full-time team and a budget, and you need to be just doing loads of stuff. And every company that I've come across gets a little bit weirded out by it. And it doesn't need to be like that at all. You just need something that is really clear, that is practical, and that is real. And you know, that's it's. I like the word authentic today. That kind of sits with me. And it needs to be authentic and true to your business. And so social value is about you explaining how your business creates positive outcomes beyond just delivering the product and the service. And it might be about people, it might be about local communities, it might be about apprenticeships and volunteering and well-being and, you know, supply chain. It could be about any of this sort of stuff, but you don't have to do everything. That doesn't mean you have to have a volunteering program and a well-being. Oh, you don't, please don't. That again, that kind of leads to that scare thing. Don't do that. Let's just try and focus in on actually what you're already doing now, and let's make that better. And suppliers often trip up and they either write something really, really vague in a corporate social value program, or they just don't write it at all and they just like leave it alone. So the first thing that I like to interrogate is, what does your business already do that creates wider value? And I worked with a uniform manufacturing company up in Barrow that, oh my gosh, they employ so many apprentices and young people, and that just oozed out of them. And so I took that and I just made that a little smarter in terms of putting some metrics and KPIs to it. Let's report on that. So it wasn't doing anything that was completely foreign to them, that just took them out and that they didn't have the time or the budget and the resources for. It wasn't inventing a new program, it was just building on the great foundations that were already in place. I'd also be thinking about the NHS. Obviously that's who we're focusing on here, so what matters to NHS customers, and social value needs to feel really relevant there. And something that I worked with Aranda was that they do affordable medicines for rare diseases. So I just honed straight in on that. I said, you don't need to worry about well-being initiatives and, you know, all of those kind of tree planting, all that kind of good stuff. Just focus in on that. Make your corporate social value program all be about the fact that you are your mission is about creating medicines that are more affordable for society. You know, and I think that's a great story to tell. And then it's about actually measuring or evidencing that. So it can't just be a list of a program can't just be a list of nice fluffy intentions. It's got to show exactly what you're doing. I like to see ESG reports. You know, I'm an ESG reporter by trade, so I usually pull those together, and I've got social metrics threaded in there. But they don't need to be super complicated. You know, you can get by with something that is just a couple pages long, nice and simple, that's setting out what issue you're tackling, and then some metrics. So you have to think smart about this one. So this could be the number of staff that's been trained, or the number of apprentices, or the charitable donations. It could be about staff well-being initiatives delivered, and have a purpose statement at the very top. So our social value program sets out how we aim to create wider ESG benefits through the way that we operate, through the way that we employ people, manage suppliers, and engage with our local community. That's sort of kind of like power statement, and then go into that particular particular area as well, or a few different themes, say, 3 or 4 themes that you can open up, and then employ those metrics behind them, and then you've got something that's really, really smart. I like to see it on the website. I want to see something documented that you can use as an evidence trail out there, but something that is, please don't give me woolly, tangible kind of objectives. Say I'm going to think about well-being next year. No, I want it to be really a lot more real than that, about actually what the initiatives are, and then when you come to next year, you go back to that document and you say, this is how we did, this is how we improved. So yeah, it doesn't have to be all encompassing. And when you do certain initiatives as well, things like I do some technical mentoring, and I was looking at this particular client's ESG report only this week, and she had a great page on wellbeing, and she told me loads of really, really good stuff that her and her company have got up to. But I was like, your ESG report is just using like garbage stock images throughout the whole thing. Can we not have some real images of where you've actually done these initiatives? So having a folder and just holding on to all of that data is crucial, and you'll need it when you come to doing the submission, or you'll be kicking yourself. So yeah, my rule of thumb is to start with something that you already do, make it more intentional, and then add a few measurable actions in there as well, so you can track against it. So best of luck with it. It's not rocket science. You can do this. Think about something that drives you already, and just bring that in. Good luck.